What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hokage here. Welcome to the video. Today we got spoilers for the upcoming Boruto chapter, which will be out in the next 24 to 48 hours, so stay tuned for that. And before I start with this video, I just want to thank Organic Dinosaur for providing us with these spoilers. As usual, I'm just gonna cover some spoilers. I'm not gonna cover everything, but in case you're impatient and you wanna, read the full spoilers, I'm gonna have her Reddit post in the description of this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. As you probably guessed, this chapter is the continuation of Naruto's and Delta's fight, and it seems like this chapter is going to be even more exciting than the previous one. I just want to quickly mention that Naruto used lava style in this chapter, I just thought that, that choice was very interesting from the writers. So yeah, there you go. Basically, Delta, like another ability of Delta's dojutsu was, I guess, revealed. Now, again, I'm not gonna spoil it because, I'm trying to not spoil everything. I obviously did read the full thing because I'm making this video, but just so you know, apparently a new power will be like explained or whatever. And Organic Dinosaur, as she was translating this, she was kind of confused, and I also got confused by reading this. So I'm not gonna judge anything before I, see the actual chapter. One thing that Naruto will constantly try to do throughout this chapter is he's basically gonna fight in a way that Delta is kind of separated more and more from the children, right? It makes sense because at any point she can attack, for example, Himawari, and guess what? She will attack Himawari in this chapter. Now, I'm gonna leave you on a small cliffhanger, but then again, you can, read the spoiler in the description of this video, but I suggest not doing so. So I'm not gonna say what happens with Himawari, but Himawari is gonna get attacked. And one more thing is that in this chapter, Kawaki is going to get injured. So that's everything that I'm going to say for now. And overall, it looks like this chapter won't end the fight. So the fight will last in the next chapter as well. Maybe even more, who knows. But yeah, the fight still isn't over. And obviously this chapter, I'm just, reading through the bullet points. This chapter is mostly going to be action-packed. It doesn't look like we're going to get too much information. I don't see any mentions of Kashi and Koji, which is kind of disappointing, but maybe he appears. I don't know, maybe we see him for a panel or something. Yeah. And to say one more thing for the end, of spoilers, because I also want to add some other stuff to this video. Apparently Boruto's karma is going to activate, and it's not going to be resonance with Kawaki's karma seal or whatever. So yeah, that's an interesting fact right there. That means that Boruto's I guess progression in terms of how he uses the karma seal, like, it's going well. It definitely improved in this chapter, if this is actually correct, if he actually activated the karma seal without resonance. So yeah, now since I didn't do a predictions video for this chapter, and that's something I usually do, since I didn't do it, I want to add some predictions here as well. Now the thing is, it's not really going to be a proper predictions video because I already saw a lot of these spoilers, but overall I just want to talk about some of these events. Because obviously, the main thing is that, Naruto and Delta are fighting. Now, ever since the car was introduced, the moment we saw Jigen, like, everybody was hyping Jigen up. And a couple of months ago, maybe even over a year ago, I don't know, I had a theory that the Roman numerals on the faces of the car members represent their power levels. If you guys saw Bleach, just remember Espada, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about here. Obviously Delta she has the Roman numeral 1 on her face, and so immediately I predicted that she was actually the strongest. Obviously this is just a theory, it doesn't have to be correct, but it is possible that these numbers represent power levels. But then again, I think Jigen has number 4, so it makes you question, like, okay, he's the leader, he's most likely the strongest, so is this really a possible theory? In order for, like, the fact that he's the leader doesn't mean that he's the strongest. Maybe he's the smartest, maybe his abilities are super useful or whatever, but it doesn't mean that he's the strongest. But then again, when Kawaki saw Naruto's power for the first time, he kind of compared him to Jigen. So maybe Jigen is the strongest, but the thing is, I feel like Delta is very fucking strong. She may not be the strongest Kara member, but ever since she got introduced, I was just hoping to see her powers, because I always felt like she was very overpowered. Now the thing is, she's a female, so you I guess subconsciously think that she may not be as strong as some other Kara members. But Kaguya is a female, right? So, and she's the strongest Naruto character ever. And I always have a couple of people saying it's Momoshiki. I even made a video about this in the past. But Kaguya is stronger than Momoshiki. And to quickly debunk a very popular argument, no, Kaguya wasn't afraid of Momoshiki. She didn't build an army because of Momoshiki. She built it for Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki. That's 3 fucking people. We don't know the full power of Urashiki, but even if she's stronger than Urashiki on an individual level, still going up against 3 opponents is tough. So don't say that she made an army for Momoshiki, because she did not. And the fact that Sasuke assumed that these guys are a bigger threat than Kaguya doesn't mean that any of them are stronger than Kaguya. But going back to Delta, I genuinely think that she's very strong. I don't think she's gonna die in this fight. I think we're gonna see more of her in the future. I guess this is a popular theory around the, in the fandom. But let me just mention it because it does seem realistic. Maybe during this fight, Kashin Koji suddenly interferes, within everything, and he just, kind of takes Delta and runs away. Maybe at one point, Naruto is close to killing her, and then he kind of saves her. I discussed about Kashin Koji multiple times in the past. He seems like he has some of his own, personal goals. We don't know exactly what he's up to, but I don't think he would just let Delta die, even though they don't seem to be getting along too well. Now, a very important talking point is Delta's dojutsu. I made a video on Delta's, eyes, I think over a year ago. It was back when Kara was introduced, but didn't even know if she had a dojutsu, but it was kind of obvious from her, eye design that it isn't like a normal, regular eye that doesn't do anything. It was kind of obvious. And, I always, expected this dojutsu to be a godly dojutsu or something. And obviously in chapter 31, it was revealed that, it's kind of connected to ninja tech, and then everybody assumed that it has only one function. But what if it's actually some type of godly dojutsu, but then it has some additional ninja tech related stuff? Doesn't seem too realistic, but I don't know. As I said, apparently something new is going to be revealed about her eye in this chapter. Now I don't know, that new power, I don't know if it's from, ninja tech, or if it's just a characteristic of that dojutsu. Even if her eye is fully, ninja tech, it can still be powerful. Yes, the concept of a godly eye may be cooler than a concept of ninja tech, and then again, this depends on your personal preference, right? This is extremely subjective. In my opinion, godly dojutsu is much cooler than, ninja tech dojutsu or whatever. But the point is, even if it's fully ninja tech, you just gotta respect the series for what it is, because the Boruto series tries to differentiate itself from Naruto, and it already did it successfully. And the concept of ninja tech is unique to the Boruto series, and I respect it, and you should also respect it. So yeah. Anyway, guys, these were just some spoilers about this chapter. Again, you have the full Reddit post in the description of this video. I recommend not reading it because the chapter will be out very soon, and as soon as it gets out, I'm gonna make my review. So stay tuned for that. And obviously, apart from the spoilers, I added some predictions because I didn't really do like a proper predictions video. But you know, I wasn't really predicting stuff for the next chapter, for chapter 32, but more so some stuff that's gonna happen in the future and some other stuff. But yeah, well, it wasn't the most perfect video, right? The structure wasn't the best. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did as well. Anyway, that was your boy Talon Hokage. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and second channel links are in the description of this video. And if you're new to this channel and if you're to the Boruto series, consider subscribing. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.